Hello, hello, friends. You are listening to the We Rise Together podcast. This is a weekly podcast where 5 women have come together to help you and encourage you to living the best life that you could possibly live. We base all of our life on certain areas, and that's what this podcast is about. We hold each other up. We encourage ourselves and others in all the areas of life that need to be loved and taken care of. Areas like your finances and your faith, your family and your friends. We don't leave out fun, and we definitely don't leave out what we do for a living. So I hope you will join us every single week right here on this podcast. If you want to see us live, you can find us on YouTube. If you want to get to know us better and be a part of our community, please go over to Facebook. You can find the link in the description of this video. We have a Facebook group called We Rize Together, and we would love to have you join us in that group. So join us every single week right here. And don't forget, life is better when we rise together. Hey, friends! Welcome to the very first episode of the We Rise Together podcast. We are so excited for this introductory, amazing podcast that we're bringing to you guys. I cannot wait to hear all of the things that you guys have to say about this podcast. It's going to get better and better and better. So make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you follow us every single week. Okay. My name's Kori, if you don't know me, and I am a lot of things. Like, let's just put it that way. I'm a coach. I am a mom of 4. I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, 5 chickens. I've been married for 27 years, and my passion and love in this world is helping others rise above anything that they need to rise above and just basically live the life that they were destined to live. That's what I'm all about. And that's what this podcast is all about. We are here to literally just teach you guys and love on you guys and snuggle you guys and just all the 5 areas of life, which is family, faith, friends, finances, and fitness. You're going to hear about it all here. I want to introduce you to all of my friends. First, I'm going to introduce you to Kari. She's amazing. So I'm going to pass it on over to her. And and that's it.
Thanks, Kori. Yeah, my name's Kari Cunningham. I am from the cold, snowy North Canada, Alberta. There's a couple more Canadians on here, but I live the farthest north, and I'm married for a long time. I'm not even going to tell you how long, because that'll tell you how old I am. 4 grandsons that I absolutely adore. I have funny little miniature cows called Dexters, and some crazy little horn sheep called Icelandics, and some Catahoula dogs. So from that, you can probably tell that I live very rural. I live way, way kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And so I definitely love nature. I love to go outside. I love to spend hours outside. But I do appreciate a day in the city to do some shopping. So that's kind of how I roll. I'm a little woohoo. I do Reiki. I do Access Consciousness. I'm a reflexologist. And lately have dove into the entrepreneurship. So I really enjoy that. Co-authored a couple books. Some of the ladies, actually, I think all of us, maybe Krista, I'm not sure if you were in on that as well, but a few of us did some writing, some books, which was a lot of fun. And I just, I'm really passionate about talking natural health. I had a bit of a scare with my health in the late 90s that we're not going to go into today, because that's a whole other story. But from that, I've really kind of grasped on to natural health, because it just seemed that there wasn't a lot for the medical system for me. And that's kind of how I've stormed through the last 20 years and kind of got where I am. And that's kind of me in a nutshell. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my great friend, Greta. Off to you, Greta.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm Greta Olekno. I'm a Canadian as well. However, I was born in Poland, so I came here in the 80s with my parents as a kid. So technically, I'm more Canadian than I am Polish. And I'm a mom of two wonderful young adults and a wife to my best friend that I've known since I was 15. We were high school sweethearts as well. Just a little bit background. I was a nurse for about 10 years and then went into special education. And I was teaching for the last 15 years. And as much as I loved my job, I decided that it's time to resign and do other things. And my husband started a business, so we worked the business together. And I decided that same entrepreneurship was something that I wanted to get into. I've always kind of had it in my blood, I guess. Decided to go into the more of the health, fitness, and wellness realm. And now my goal is to empower people with self-awareness, personal development, holistic health solutions, and brand new to me, fitness. It's never too late from my own experience to start fitness, and I absolutely love it. And I just want to encourage and empower a lot of, especially women in their 40s, to actually start and getting into fitness. It is the best thing I have ever tried, even though I said I would never, ever. Fitness was never in my vocabulary. So that's kind of where I am now, and loving and being part of this community and these ladies is something that brings me great joy, and continue. I'm so excited about this podcast. So we'll continue doing this and getting to know all of you as well. So I'll pass it off to my amazing friend, Joanne, that I call my dear friend as well. So off to you.
Thanks, Greta. My name is Joanne Ossachoff, and I live in Canada too. It's can get cold here, but I'm just north of the 49th parallel, so I'm only less than an hour away from the US-Canada border. I'm lucky enough that I look out our dining window and see the Rocky Mountains, so that kind of gives you an idea where I live. I'm a wife. I have been a wife for almost 36 years now, to a very amazing man. I'm a mother to two grown daughters and a son-in-law, and I have an amazing grandson who's 4 years old and keeps me on my toes. And I'm a fur mama to my our cat Fritz, who generally tries to make appearances when I'm on a call like this, but I locked him out of the room today. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a nurse like my mom and a teacher like my grandma. And I wanted to be both because at that time it just didn't, there was no, well, it's one or the other. But obviously, I mean, Greta proved that you can be both as well. But what it did is it empowered me to help people learn. And I was always asking, are you okay? Are you okay? The nurturer in me kept coming out. So when I was 23, I had a health incident as well. That took my life down into some deep, dark woods. And like Kari mentioned, that's a story for another day. But what I learned after a few years is I saw some light, and I followed that light, and it helped me to improve my lifestyle and my family's lifestyle immensely. So after that, I really wanted to help people. Like the nurturer in me really came out, and I wanted to teach them how to help themselves. So that nurse and teacher thing started to blend. And along the way, I did various things like collaborating on, some books with these lovely ladies were involved, as well as being an author in them. I also edited those books. So that was a learning experience as well. I'm always love learning new skills. One of the new skills I've learned recently is computer graphics. I found that I absolutely love it. And I've actually been blessed to be able to help others learn how to do it too. And now they're taking off, doing their own rather than having to ask for help all the time. They can do their own, and they keep, improving their skills as well. I've created courses, and I've empowered others to take control of their health and wellness and be the spokesperson for their own bodies, and not to rely on the typical medical situation, right? Where the doctor knows all. They know a lot. There's definitely a place for them. And they belong in everybody's toolkit, but they are not the only tool in the toolkit. So in 1995, before it was trendy, I kind of do things ahead of time of other people's. I did a ditch and switch of our house and our lifestyle. And that sort of set me on this path of learning all these different things. And it's brought all these amazing people into my life, which I think is the best benefit of all. And I look forward to doing all of these podcasts with them more. Like we were talking the other day, and we were talking about, podcast number 200. So we are looking forward. We know we're going to be doing this. My goal to this day is to share everything I've learned, helping people. And even though I didn't end up as a teacher or a nurse in the traditional way, every single thing that has come along in my life has allowed me to do that. And for that, I'm very blessed and grateful. And with that, I want to pass on to our amazing friend, Krista, and she can share her story.
Hey, everybody. My name is Krista Oki. As I can see all of us introducing ourselves, I'm assuming nobody wants to try to reproduce the last names. I grew up in Bowman, North Dakota, a small town of 3,500 people with my parents and my sister. Growing up, I always wanted to be a trauma surgeon for Denver General. I was into trauma, and I love adrenaline rushes. I was voted the class clown in school, and that I would be driving a pink Cadillac. Well, I'm not driving a pink Cadillac. I still am a funny person, though. And I started going to school for chemistry, to major in chemistry, to be a surgeon. But it drove me nuts seeing the ambulances drive by. The adrenaline in me, it's like, I want to help them. I can get there sooner. So I only went to college for 3 months and then joined a 9-month paramedic school. I worked as a paramedic for about 10 years. I developed some back injuries, which then led down to surgery, which then led into a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation, a lot of medications that they give you. And that led into an addiction, which we'll dig into that another time, because I really want to help people, because there is help out there for every single person. I feel that it is lacked when people do need or are ready to stop something, and you go to reach out. You don't have time to wait 2 weeks. You want it now. So that's a little like history. I also, when I was young, I did start selling some products where I seen the vision of the entrepreneurship. And I really dug into like a lot of law of attraction. And I truly believe that when you dream something and you believe in it, you can achieve it. I truly believe it's in the mind. So one of my goals was always that I wanted to be able to retire for the day that I had kids. My husband and I have been married for 7 years now. We've been together for 17. And in 2016, I actually had twin boys, and I was able to stay at home with them by using the entrepreneurship skills and believing in my passion and dream. That was always my passion and dream. So now I actually have 3 boys. So I'm a mom of 3 boys. I'm married to Dusty for seven years. And we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 fish, and a couple snails that are having babies. So that's a little bit about me. After all the back stuff, I really wanted to get more into the natural medicine, just after especially being in the medical field and, seeing how there's specific treatments for specific things. But they never really shared different alternatives that could help. And so that kind of led me on the path to dig and get into this more health and wellness environment. And for that, I am forever grateful. Being pain-free is one of the best feelings in the whole wide world. Knowing that I can help somebody else to become pain-free, addiction-free, or even just help with your mind to believe in yourself. I'm very, very excited about that with this podcast. So I really, really appreciate everybody joining us today. And with that, I would like to pass it back to Kari.
Well, thanks, ladies. So just, you can tell by the different personalities that there's going to be a lot of things talked about in this podcast. So we are so excited about this. We're going to bring you, just healthy lifestyle, mindset. Kori's a life coach, and I'm actually, I forgot to mention that too. I'm a life coach too, not practicing like Kori, but the mindset stuff, entrepreneur, health, natural health, fitness. Fitness is something that I have recently dove into. Pain. Krista and Kori both deal with different types of pain that they can talk about and help people. So basically what we've created within this podcast is a way, an outlet for people to listen in and just get help with all things lifestyle. And that's kind of what we're heading for. So we want you to join us on our next podcast that's going to air on December 26th. And on that podcast, we're going to talk about rebounding from Christmas. And we're going to include a 7-day gut reset. So looking forward to it. And we'll see you all on the 26th. Well, that's a wrap for this episode. We are so grateful you joined us as we discuss our experiences on our life's paths. Our vision, no matter where you are in your life path, is to add value to your life by sharing ours. You can find more incredible resources in our We Rize Together Facebook group. We'll leave the link posted in the show notes at the bottom. And until next time, we appreciate you, and remember, we rise together.